What's up, people? Uh, Slept in a bit today. Day off, so I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Alright, let's just see how many people we're gonna get raked in today. It is a school day, and school's not really out yet, so I'm not expecting a whole ton of people, but I just want to put up a small video, and even if people aren't here while it's live, at least it'll be after, and people can see what's going on. We've got Tyrant's Domain. What's up, bruh? Can't stick around, but moist anyway. That's fine, man. I'm just doing a little stream to just kind of give an update to those people who are wondering what's going on. And the stream's not going to go for long. It might be shorter than 20 minutes. I'm not sure. We got Trojan Dragon. So shrooms have returned. I'm back from the dead. Awesome, dude. Not much, working at museum. How about you? Dude, that's pretty cool. I'm just doing work and kind of waiting out the Coppa crap. Got a little bit of work done on Mesogal, not a crap ton though. But yeah, part of the reason I did this is because actually Dino Exels commented on the last stream, and he reminded me that I need to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update because I forgot about that. But yeah, so basically I'm still kind of laying low at the moment. I'm preparing to come back, and I did sound a lot more confident about coming back in the last stream, and I'm still going to. I'm still just kind of taking it slow, and I'm taking it a little bit slower than I was originally because, well, to basically Safari Ltd, the company that sponsors some of the reviews on the channel that I've done reviews for in the past through the hashtag #Safari campaign. Basically, they've been in contact with us, and they got their lawyer involved, like their actual professional lawyer with their company involved in the this like preparation phase for Coppa, basically. And they were advised, and after the lawyer had looked through the bill, and they said, yeah, this is very dangerous. There's way too much gray area. You have to tread lightly. So they messaged us all of us content creators, and they told us, hey, you guys, like, you got to play it safe. You know, we recommend that you don't put up too many videos right now. It's not very safe for you. And in particular, they were requesting us to not put up the videos or to at least mark them as for kids for the videos that we did through them, that were sponsored from them. So, yeah, not really fun, but at least because like I can't afford a lawyer to look through this stuff, but at least we got confirmation through a lawyer, not my own, but through Safari's lawyer. Safari's lawyer looked into it, and we have confirmation this is very dangerous. So if you guys know anybody that is still in that state of mind where it's like, people are overreacting, everybody's just being an idiot about this, maybe tell them that. An actual lawyer was brought on, and they said, for our content specifically, dinosaur figures and animal figures, it is extremely dangerous. So, yeah, just maybe keep that in mind, and don't be such an ignorant a-hole on comment sections on Instagram, because I saw a lot of people making some really rude comments, in particular to a couple of my friends on Instagram. So, thankfully, I haven't really gotten much of that, but that's just... people are being very stupid. So if you have somebody who's misunderstanding, please let them know that. An actual lawyer has taken a look at it in the context of our situation with dinosaur and animal figurines, and it is confirmed it's very dangerous. So what if Smilodon didn't go extinct? Well, South America would have a Another big cat down there. Don't really expect. I don't know. I think South America would be very different because if in order for Smilodon to not go extinct, the megafauna it was feeding off of would have had to have been there as well. It means the ecosystem would have retained itself pretty well, meaning a lot of the South American animals we do know probably wouldn't be alive, or either would have something else in the place of them. So, yeah, it would change a lot more than just if the Smilodon was down there. Camden Meyer, yo! Why is life? That's an interesting way to put it. I don't know. Why is life? Yeah. If any of you guys missed well, Safari LTD lawyer spiel, you can go back like 2 minutes. You can hear it. I'm at school, still just came to say hi. Cool, man. You enjoy your schoolwork if you can. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really have much updates, so. I kind of knew not many people would show up right now because people are at school. That's kind of part of the reason I did it, because I wanted to make sure that the stream didn't go on too long. So, yeah, there's nothing really you guys want to ask or talk about. I'll probably just get heading on. And okay, we got some stuff. I've been on a reconstruction frenzy. Just finished Triceratops porosus. Ooh, nice. Triceratops is very fancy. What if the short-faced bear didn't go extinct? Same thing. A lot of the ecosystem that it thrived on would have to still be in existence in order for that to be the case. So a lot more than just a short-faced bear would be there. The environment around there would be very different. What are you eating, Kiki? Pizza. I'm actually at production club, but I will have fun. Thanks. Oh, there you go. That's pretty cool. So you're like in the after school thing. Have you seen a silly name? Hi, Bocasaurus. I was stopping on real quick to give a little update for those people who are wondering what was going on. And just seeing if anybody wanted to chat about anything before I head off. How have you been? I have been good. Good and bad. Bad because I feel kind of lost and in a state of like mild depression over the whole Coppa thing. Good because I feel free. I'm not as stressed as I was working on all this stuff constantly. I like my job, making some good money. A lot of other personal things are going pretty well right now, so yeah, that stuff's good, but still a little mildly depressed about that. How have you been? What is your favorite Ice Age animal? My favorite is Smilodon. Well, I don't really think Smilodon counts as an Ice Age mammal or animal because they went extinct just before the Ice Age or just as the Ice Age came out. So I don't know if you mean like Cenozoic, like the time after the dinosaurs. That might be what you mean. If you mean Ice Age in particular, the only way that Smilodon is related to the Ice Age is through going extinct just as it started. So I'm going to assume you're meaning Cenozoic. And if you mean that, it'd have to be Basilosaurus or Megaloceros. Or Megaloceros. Megaloceros is the giant Irish elk. It's technically not an elk, and it's technically not just Irish either. It was discovered in Ireland, but it was spread all through Eurasia. And it wasn't an elk. It was probably closer related to fallow deer. But it's very cool. It was way bigger than elk. It had these massive antlers, bigger than any other deer that we know of. Just incredible animals. So that's definitely one of my top favorites. And Basilosaurus has always been up there. It's really cool. Basilosaurus is the prehistoric whale from like chased by dinosaurs and stuff. Coppa hasn't done anything to you, right? Besides giving me mild depression and keeping me from putting my videos up on the internet. No, nothing at all. So I'm doing tours at the Morse Museum and showing people what goes on there. Ooh, nice. Tours, that's pretty cool, dude. Fish tank look filthy. That's because the light's off right now. Hello. Oh, Ferocious Fragilis. Sup, dude? What is that profile picture? Oh, that's the little repainted Tyrannosaur by PNSO. Is hilarious at times. Who's that? Okay. I don't know if there's still anything you guys are interested in, but yeah, just a little wrap up on the whole thing. So yeah, I'm still laying low a little bit longer on the Coppa thing because Safari got their lawyer involved. Their lawyer looked at the situation and warned them to not put up any videos into mark them all as kids because it's extremely dangerous and a lot of gray area. So we have now legal confirmation from a lawyer that videos of our exact criteria are extremely vulnerable. So if you know anybody who is being misinformed or misguided or just plain ignorant of the situation, and especially if they're one of those a-holes who keep going up to like my friends on Instagram and stuff and telling them that they're being an idiot and overreacting to the whole Coppa situation, tell them that there is now legal confirmation for our exact situation. It is extremely dangerous. So I also got to see 3 amazing actual paleontologists like Robert Backer himself and Matt, who was in the T-Rex autopsy. Oh, there you go. That's pretty cool. I did see the T-Rex autopsy actually, I think last year, sometime earlier last year. That was pretty cool. It was the first time I saw it. It was recommended to me by Spiner Dude. I'm legitimately debating whether or not to do my show because the format is so overdone. It's really a personal decision. Plan on buying the Collecta 2019 Deluxe Allosaurus. Yes, I do. The Deluxe, it's not Deluxe though, I don't think. I think it's standard. Yeah, I think it's just standard size because it's pretty small. And yes, I do plan on buying that. That looks really nice. Still don't know for sure if I'm going to like it better than the Safari one, but so far it looks more accurate than the Safari one in terms of proportions and body style. Which seems to be a trend that Collecta gets better is the body proportions because their Safari sculptor Doug Watson right now tends to really over thicken things and make them too wide. It's not even just like that it gives them too much fat or anything. It just makes their bodies too barrely and wide, and it's just not accurate to a lot of animals. Like Allosaurus and Carnotaurus in particular were actually very thin and slender animals, very lean, and both of those animals are misrepresented in that fashion through the recent Safari figures. But Collecta seems to be getting them pretty good. If you were ever a stupid kid who saw a garden hose and a snorkel and said, I can swim at the bottom of the pool, you know how well that works. Oh. Okay, I know what you mean. From your answers were wrong. I learned from all 3 that Nanotyrannus and Saurophagonix are indeed real. Yeah, I still don't agree with that. Not entirely. But every paleontologist, no matter how credible, they're still a human being, and that the whole reason for science is the debate and the checks and balances it puts in place. Science is inefficient as a single person. It needs a community in order to be functional. That's why it is a self-correcting system. But yeah, I am still firmly on the side. I've looked at stuff, and from everything I've seen, and I've even spoken to a couple paleontologists at one museum in California and one museum here, and I just don't agree with their points. And there's nothing I've seen that they've presented that are accurate enough for me. As soon as it's proven, then I will agree. But clearly, since there's so much debate going on right now, I don't think that anybody really has any solid evidence one way or the other. Because it doesn't seem like anybody's getting anywhere with it. Can I share my opinion on your did a mass leaving and closing Discord? You absolutely can. What if Dakota Raptor meet a Utah Raptor? I don't think they would fight. Well, they probably wouldn't like any other carnivore nowadays. Like, most likely they would just see each other and avoid each other if they're similar enough in size. If one was weaker or something like that, but that's all situationally based. That's why whenever you do these versus things between different animals, it's really situationally based. That's how the real world works. These aren't just like fighting games where you just pit them against each other and everybody's balanced in certain ways. It just doesn't work that way. So it really depends on the situation entirely. But I think in most cases, they'd probably just avoid each other. Maybe be a little bit aggressive, but avoid each other and avoid fighting. Everything you've seen, what have you seen? Well, this paleontologist here at this Denver museum, this guy that I saw behind the scenes, he was pointing out some stuff to me through this one source. I forget what he was telling me to look up. It's been a while. But I've also seen a lot of videos on YouTube where people are trying to claim and show and provide evidence for it. And I just seen a couple papers on the internet, and I don't see anything. I've seen pictures and stuff. I just don't see it. So that's just me. I just don't see it. At least we all can agree that the Earth is flat. That indeed. Actually, speaking of flat earthers, recently found out that Millie Bobby Brown, the actress from Stranger Things and Godzilla King of the Monsters, is apparently a flat earther. So I have a lot less respect for her now. Yeah, but the evidence to go off of the Saurophagnx is bigger is really shady. It's very shady. Like, if it is bigger, it's not much bigger than the other ones. And also the minute differences between the skulls and the arms, especially the arms, is like almost nothing. But the skull, it's like it's close enough to be another Allosaurus. Like, it's just, I don't see the reason for another genus. I think it's just a ridiculous very what's the egotistical point of view. Like, just that they're trying to retain another name for the animal. I don't see it as necessary. I think it should just be another species of Allosaurus with the minute differences it has. I mean, I had no respect for her to begin with, as she dated Jacob Sartorius. I don't know who that is, so I can't back with you on that particular point, but I respect her because I thought she had a very good acting record. So yeah, anything else you guys want to say? It's almost 20 minutes now, so I'd like to get going. Hi, James Inkton. 2. You're not the first one, you're the second one. Yeah, well, that is a terrible point, Focusaurus, because guess what? Tigers and lions are not in a different genus. They're in the same genus. They're just different species. They're not different. They're not a different genus. Yep. Panthera leo is the Panthera is a genus for lion. Leo is the species for lion, and Tigris is the species for tiger. Both the same genus. What? Oh, well, what wrong with Saurophagnus having its own name? Because it's inaccurate, and I think it's ridiculous and egotistical. That's why. It's like people are just like, oh, I think it's cool. Let's just do it. It's like, just make it accurate. I also hate people who just give things like stupid. Like there's people who like name some dinosaurs and animals after like Pokemon and crap, and it's like, why? Just give them a name. I don't understand why they have to incorporate all this other stuff. And I'm not saying anything against you. I'm just saying that personally, I just think that they should try to be responsible about it, and I don't see a reason for Saurophagonex being a separate genus. It can be an Allosaurus. I can think the closing of DN was a dumb idea. There are better people that are like Fiasco and Ty were good moderators, and was main connection for Dinotubers. Okay, yet again, no. Well, first off, thank you so much for sharing your opinion with me. I really, really appreciate you sharing your opinion with me. But no, guys, DN was not the main connection for Dinotubers. YouTube is. It's in the name. Dinotubers. This whole thing was off of YouTube. Dino Nation was tiny compared to this community. It was freaking microscopic compared to the community. It had like just over 100 people in it. Like this community is huge. You look at all the collective subscribers for Bioniclesaurus, Spino Dude, Dino Man, Camosaurus, Edge, myself. I mean, there's just so many people out there that it's regardless. Like how even if it's 200 people on Dino Nation, it's a microscopic portion of the community. Sure, it's a lot of the most active people, which hold a lot of weight in their own thing, but in terms of the community, it's very tiny. It was just a small thing. It was very fun. Yes, it was, but for us that were controlling Dino Nation, it wasn't worth the stress. And there was just way too much drama going on. People could not control themselves, and we were the ones who made it. Okay, so it's like it's like Gibson just saying, okay, I'm done with Dinosaur Island now. You guys can do anything you want with it. And don't try to use the Cameron excuse on that, because those two were talking to each other for quite some time before that actually ended up happening. So to me, it's just, no, nobody else is getting to control Dino Nation. I mean, our reputations are connected to that. There's a lot of stuff we want to retain for memory purposes on there. That's why we left the server up. But there's no reason to keep it going. And honestly, a lot of people were constantly telling us when we were in the server, oh, Dino Nation, it's going to be overthrown by this server or that server. It's like, and then all of a sudden it goes down and everybody's like, oh, this was the main point. Like, why did you get rid of it? It's like, you guys kept complaining and saying it wasn't important in the first place. It doesn't matter. Dino Nation was just one server. There was Prehistoric Central before that. There was Dino Nation. And now something else can be that big server. It doesn't need to be Dino Nation. And I don't want to be a part of Dino Nation. I don't want to be in control of having to deal with all that stress and all that drama all the time. I thank you again for bringing up your opinion to me. I really appreciate it. But I think that other people should have their chance to just start with a clean slate and do that. That's why we promoted a couple of different channels through Dino Nation, or the different servers through Dino Nation. We promoted a couple of them so that you guys can go there and use those ones instead. So just move on from Dino Nation. Let it go. It's not important. It's just a single server. Just let it go. Cook Baby Yoda. Oh my God. Finally got to collect a 2015 Deluxe Spinosaurus and the mail from the. Ooh, they have those guys at Hobby Lobby. Oh, actually, I think I have seen one in those in Hobby Lobby. Nice, dude. Lion and Tiger are Panthera. Wait. Oh well, that's wrong. Did I make it? I have at some people call Suchomimus a Baryonyx ripoff. Well, yeah, but they have a lot of distinct differences. Like the whole skull shape of Suchomimus is quite different. It's very thin, and it has way more teeth and different shape. There's not really much of a debate there, and also the small sail really helps it as well. to identify it as a separate genus. It is very closely related to the baryonyx, but not as closely as Sorphagnax would be to Allosaurus. Also, compare a bear skeleton to a lion skeleton. What about it? I mean, bears, their hands are so similar to humans that they actually use bear in some like autopsy and medical studies. They actually use bear hand bones and human hand bones, and they try to make their students tell the difference between them because they're that similar. And it's just quite interesting. But their hands are nothing like lions, for instance. I can tell the difference between a lion and a bear pretty quickly. I don't know about you. But I get what you're trying to say. Things can look very similar skeletally, but I don't think it's the best in that scenario there. Well, now YouTube is being slaughtered, so yay. Those absolute children that were whining about the no swearing rule was annoying. Thank you. People just didn't want to have their... They just wanted to say whatever they wanted, no matter what the context, and alienate people who are not allowed to have... Like, even people that do cuss themselves, their parents don't want them to cuss. And so if there's notifications popping up on their phone with these cuss words and stuff, that they're caught with that, they're in big trouble. We just wanted everybody to be able to have a nice community where everybody could just hang out, no swearing, just have mature discussion and just hang out with each other. We can't have that. People are too selfish. And not everybody. Most people are very good, but there's just those solid few. And it sucks because when you make rules, some people are just enough of a prick that they can cause you stress and anguish to the server. But they're safe enough within the rules, you can't really do anything about it. And so towards the end of Dino Nation, we were starting to just take more of a tyrannical point of view where we're like, okay, if somebody's a problem, we should just start leaning more towards just removing them just to get rid of them so we don't have to deal with it. But we were also worried about that because then people are going to judge us more for it because like, oh, this is not fair, that's not fair, and then more complaining would happen. And we just saw this was a dead end. There was no way to win, and it wasn't worth the stress. Any kind of solution that we could figure out, it would just take too long, and it wasn't worth it to us. So we just cut it off. That's just how I feel. I think you're underestimating on how many animals existed back then. I'm not underestimating at all. 99% of all life that lived on Earth is extinct. More than 99%. I'm not underestimating at all. I just think that people are very egotistical, and they try to get new names on animals that just don't need it. That was my risk. In terms of convergent evolution, try a thylacine and a wolf. Not sure if I spelled it right. Yeah, they are very similar in terms of their niche partitioning. They have gone down a very similar road. But yet again, there's a lot of proportional differences. I mean, wolves have much smaller heads compared to their body than thylacines do. Thylacines are, I would say, they're a lot more convergent with things like hyenodons than wolves, in my personal opinion. But yet again, decent point. I know I've seen a bear skeleton and a lion skeleton. Here, I'll do it to humor you though. Bear skeleton. There we go. Pull up that one, and we'll do lion skeleton. I mean, you have a very fair point. For most people, it's probably not quite as obvious. I have a pretty good eye for certain things like that, like little details. I annoy my friends all the time because I'll notice certain things that they don't. So maybe I'm just in the minority here. Yeah, I mean, to me, the skulls look nothing alike. The skull, like the snout on the lion, is way higher, and it comes up more on a even slope with the eyebrow ridge. With the bear, the eyebrow ridge is elevated and it comes in a big swoop. It just looks nothing like. And then you have the big long tail, which is a dead giveaway, obviously. The torsos look fairly similar if you don't include how deep the bear's is. But the legs are a huge difference. I mean, if you look at how long the ankles are on the back legs, they are massive compared to the bear. I mean, the bear has almost flat ankles to the ground like a human. And that's probably because they can stand up bipedally. Their front arms, they look a lot more similar. And yeah, they definitely look a lot alike. The noses are huge differences, though. The eyebrow ridges are a big difference. The tail and the back legs, I see a lot of differences in there. But yet again, I see what you're saying. I just think that there's not as many differences with Saurophagonix and Allosaurus as there are with those guys. I'm ashamed not to know this as an Australian, but was a thylacine marsupial? Yes, I believe it was. Did you know jaguars have a stronger bite than lions and leopards, or lions and tigers? Yeah, jaguars have mean bites, and I mean those guys, they're biting into some crazy stuff like caimans and stuff, so they need that bite force to crunch through that skull. In terms of convergent evolution, I already read that. Do you own a Collector 2015 Deluxe Spinosaurus yourself, Kiki? No, I do not. I kind of. I own. Don't know where it went. Oh, right here. I own this guy, not the deluxe, but I own the swimming standard version. And that's good enough for me. I don't really like the deluxe one. I think its legs look pretty awkward, and yet again, I just kind of. I would prefer to avoid quadrupedal Spinosaurus figures, just personally. I don't like them. But this one's really cool. I really like the pose and how it looks like it's kind of swimming in the water, like elevated there. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I have this guy, but don't have. Oh, here we go. He's right over here. Dark Crystal. Don't know what Dark Crystal is. Imagine this bear versus lion anatomy in Jurassic Fight Club Ice Age monsters instead of what we get. From what I've seen, I believe in Saurophagonix. I appreciate you actually looking up the bear and lion bones. Yeah, no problem. We're trying to have a civilized discussion here. I hate quadrupedal ones too. Yeah. Did you know Siberian tigers are bigger than Bengal tigers? Yeah, Siberian tigers, I believe, are the biggest tigers in the world. Not sure. And it makes sense because those ones, I think, are the most northern. At least they live in the most frigid climate. So, you know, larger body mass retains more heat. So when you move more northern, you tend to find a larger average body size of animals because they tend to do better with a larger body. Yeah, I love that scene. I think you mean scene as in SCENE. In one of Attenborough's documentaries, I think Planet Earth 2, with the jaguar fishing for caimans. Yeah. Oh, you did. You corrected yourself with the scene. The people at the Morrison Museum have told me that Spinosaurus legs are not that short. That study combined not just two different animals, but also animals of different ages. There you go. That's exactly what I've been saying for a long time. There's just no way. And the funny thing to me is that when people notice that, they're like, "Oh yeah, this is not the case." Their genius solution, their absolute genius solution to the fact that, like, "Oh, these legs we put on this thing are not the correct ones and not the correct age for this animal, like almost the worst you could possibly do to put legs on a Spinosaurus." And they're like, "Okay, so that's not true. So let's meet it in the middle between this fictional leg and the long legs that we used to have on Spinosaurus." To me, it's like, okay, if you throw an idea out at something, like let's say, for instance, what if Allosaurus actually had Tyrannosaurus's head and T-Rex had Allosaurus's head? Like, I just throw that idea out there, right? Maybe because I find some weird fossil or some poached fossil or something, right? Everybody would be like, well, no, for this reason, that's not the case. And then they prove it wrong. Okay, so it's proved wrong. But then I'm like, okay, but let's meet it in the middle. T-Rex's head is halfway between it. Allosaurus's head is halfway between. Then it's like, well, why? No, what you would do is you'd put it back to how it was before. You'd put the T-Rex head on the T-Rex and the Allosaurus head on the Allosaurus. So why is it that people are hanging on to this half short-legged Spinosaurus? Shouldn't you just revert it back to the long-legged Spinosaurus, the one that we had before, that's in proportionate with all of the other Spinosaurids in the entire family, including its closest related relative, the Irritator? I'm sorry. Spinosaurus just pisses me off in so many ways. And people who try to keep on the half short-legged thing are just annoying to me. I don't know why they do it. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to upload anymore, at least not until I turn 13 on May 2nd, because I feel partially responsible for the whole Coppa controversy. Well, that unfortunately is true. It is people that are younger than 13 that are causing the problem. But that are part of the problem, not causing it, because YouTube is the one at fault. Because technically, what YouTube should have been doing is removing accounts like yours if they discovered that you were that young. So that it is unfortunate. What I would recommend if I were you is I would take all of your content off your channel, and I would delete your channel, and then make a new one once you turn 13. Like, probably if you want to keep commenting and keep your your records and all that stuff, then you can wait until you're 13, then remove this one and then put the new one there. The reason I would do that is because, like, I'm lucky because I didn't make the decision to start my YouTube channel before I was 13. This channel was made in 2013 when I was already 13. So I'm completely safe 100% of the time, no matter what the case is. So I just lucked out. Or I just read the terms of service. But yeah, I would remove your account to make sure that you're not penalized. I would delete the account and make a new one once you turn 13, and then you don't have any problems. You can do whatever you want, and you don't need to worry about it. Clifton, need to do an actual bipedal one someday with the same colors and stuff. Mainly just I friggin' bipedal one day. Yeah. I don't really care for the colors that much. I mean, they're not terrible, but I'd really like to see some new colors. Guns don't kill people. People kill guns. I'm joking. There you go. Spinosaurus didn't have legs quite like the Schleich 2019 one, but not T-Rex legs, but certainly bipedal and short-ish. Where is your whole logic for the short-ish part, though? Like, that to me is just like, you're kind of like jumping in with those people who are just saying, let's meet it in the middle because we found small legs for something that might be somewhat Spinosaurus related and that's not the correct age. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, for one, you have Suchomimus, which is, let's be honest, kind of close to the size of a Spinosaurus, and it has pretty long legs. You have Irritator, which is the closest relative to Spinosaurus, and it has long legs. If you take the same proportionate legs, then put them on a Spinosaurus. That's the most reasonable and logical conclusion you can make at this current time. When I say shortish, I don't mean half short legs. I mean it was probably looked a bit smaller, a bit in proportion. Now that I agree with because the fact that Spinosaurus is larger than Suchomimus and the Irritator, the just slightly shorter legs might keep its center of gravity a little closer to the ground and make it easier to balance. So, but I don't think it's going to be much at all. Like, if we're talking that, I'm talking like 1 to 2%, maybe 5, 6%, somewhere in the 1 to 6%. We're going to say somewhere in that range, smaller than a Suchomimus. This is what I'm imagining. I mean, it could be bigger than that. Maybe we could go all the way up to like 10%, but I'm not imagining a large dip. I would have to see some significant evidence in order to really make my mind sway the other way. I don't agree with short-legged Spinosaurus at all. But yeah, what you mean, I agree with that. There isn't any evidence for shortish. There you go. People need to stop saying that Megalodon didn't go extinct. Yeah. And I really like to see some more depictions of the more accurate Megalodon, because now what we're thinking is they're probably more bulbous in shape because of their size. And so maybe something a little bit more akin to a basking shark or a whale shark or something like that. And I think that'd be really cool, really interesting to see a figure like that. Currently, I think that Collector's new Megalodon is the best on the market, but I'd really like to see one where somebody made one that looks more like a large shark. Dang, I think your channel is getting affected already. Didn't get the notifications. This one's set for no, this is not made for kids, so that shouldn't affect it. It used to do that before, so I wouldn't worry about it. Plan on buying SEN the Spinosaurus with penis. So I still would like to at some point, but I'm a lot less motivated now that I have the Papo limited edition Spinosaurus, because that one's just amazing. I really like that one. I wasn't expecting to like it so much. I got it because I really wanted another Spinosaurus, because it was limited edition, so I needed to get a hold of it because for season 2 of Mesozoic Isle, I have a very extravagant plan for Spinosauruses, and I'd like to have as many options as I can. Like, literally options. I don't intend on using them all, but I wanted good options for Spinosaurus. It's kind of hard to come by. So I saw that one, I'm like, crap, I just need to get it so I don't have to pay aftermarket price later. And if I don't like it, then I'm just going to sell it myself. I actually ended up loving it, so I'm keeping it. But that one's kind of tied me over for now, so I don't really have an immediate urge to get the SEN one because I have less problems with this one than I have with SEN. But I really like SEN for like the leg size, the elegant posture and the elegant body style. So I'd really like to get a hold of that guy at some point, but we'll see. In terms of Coppa, in the end, no one wins. There you go. The Morse Museum, we have a name for annoying kids that I think they know stuff about dinosaurs. Timmy's. There you go. Is that a Jurassic Park reference? When I say shortish, I don't mean half short legs. I mean, it's just, it probably looked a bit smaller, a bit in proportion. Wait, I already read that, didn't I? Oh, I was catching up. I restarted up here. Okay. I think I already got this. Also, the Stratosaurus didn't have osteoderms. That's pretty interesting. Why do they say that? I don't know anything about that. And Pokesaurus saying Spinosaurus doesn't piss you off. People piss you off. Yeah, I mean the topic of Spinosaurus pisses me off. That's what I meant to say. Okay, I think I caught up there. What was the reasons you left the kaiju community? Well, I was kind of getting burnt out on it, but also the community was so volatile and angry all the time, and I was getting a bunch of mean comments from people just like that. They're just so angry constantly about just the stupidest things. And then Shin Godzilla happened, and I was so heartbroken by that movie. The Toho came back. They came back. We're going to have another Godzilla movie. And then it disappointed me in so many ways. And now I've thankfully come back a little bit. I think that Shin Godzilla's final form is appealing in some ways. I don't like his googly eyes. Don't like his weird little arms that much. And I think the tail lasers and the lasers coming out of his spines are weird. I don't really like those. My biggest problem is just like the second half of the movie just kind of sucks. I really like the first half of the movie. And his tadpole forms that he evolves into the final form just look so stupid. I think they look ridiculously stupid. So I've kind of come back on that. I used to just hate it, full on just hate Shin Godzilla. And so that kind of ruined it for me. And that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. And I just quit the Godzilla community. Then I kind of just wanted a refresher. And so I came and did some dinosaur stuff because I saw the new figures coming out. And so I wanted to try that out. And then there was such a positive reaction. There's a great community here that I'm like, I'm staying here. I'm not going back to the Godzilla stuff. So who'd win, Acrocanthosaurus or Carcharodontosaurus? Yet again, it's all situationally based. It's too difficult to tell. But I think that I don't know. I think that Carcharodontosaurus probably have a little bit of a better chance. Just a little bit more robust in the arm area, but also the I think it's just head looks a little bit more suited to fighting something that is similar size to itself. But I'm not sure. I think they both are pretty evenly matched, but Carcharodontosaurus is just a little bit bigger. Just looks a little bit more robust to me. I think it would probably stand a little bit of a chance. Spinosaurus is so bulky, it probably had so much bulk, its legs would have been ever so slightly smaller, appearing in relation to how huge the animal was. Well, yet again with that, the Spinosaurus wasn't that bulky. I mean, it's a big animal, so it's bulky compared to us, but like compared to other large carnivorous dinosaurs, I mean, it's a pretty slender and sleek animal. It's not really that bulky. So I still don't think that that part would be in particular anything major to hold over on. Yeah, I want to see a megalodon with more fat on it, and I know the nurse shark theory has been disproven, but perhaps it's still a smaller hump on the back might be present. There you go. In terms of reconstruction frenzy, I've done a lot of hadrosaurs lately. Wink. I have saved 6 of your old vids. Oh, there you go. Cool. Which ones did you save? I'm very curious. SCN's biggest problem to me, and I think for everyone, is dim thumbs. Yeah, the opposable thumbs. As someone who has slowly started to edge in the Goji community, as of now, it's pretty toxic. I wasn't around back then, so I don't know if it's worse than before, but it's a whole new beast. Yeah, it is. It's still bad. I'm not really dipping myself in there too much, but from what I can tell, I think it's a little cooled down, at least in the YouTube community. There used to be a lot of drama between a lot of people that I tried to not get myself mixed up in. But I think that's cooled down a little bit, but I'm not entirely too sure myself because I don't really dip my toes into it. But I think it's a little bit better than it was back then, but I'm not sure. At least on YouTube it is. I'm a bit late. What have I missed? A lot of stuff. If you're interested in what Safari came out with and stuff, and some of the my new Coppa details and what's going on with me, go to like the 4 to 6 minute range, I think, in the beginning of the stream, and you'll see there. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the stream now. So any last questions, please shoot them out now. Matilda, I'd really like to know what the 6 videos you saved were, what your top 6 picks were. I'm very interested. I left for a second. First, I agree with the kaiju community is awful, and I'm very close to leaving it myself. Second, Ceratosaurus has no evidence of osteoderms. So where did that all come from? Because I remember that everything was like saying like, oh, you got the osteoderms here and this and that. So where did that come from? Oh, Mesozoic Isle and your reviews. That's cool. Awesome. Well, those videos should be coming back up soon, so I'm just waiting a little bit longer to play it safe, but don't worry, they will be back up on the channel soon. Very good. I got what you're saying. I don't know if Pokesaurus is going to let me know where the whole thing, the osteoderms came from. Uniquely among theropods, Ceratosaurus possess small, elongated, and irregular formed osteoderms, skin bones along the midline of its body. Such osteoderms have been found along neural spines of cervical vertebrae 4 and 5, as well as formed a continuous row that might have extended to the base of the skull onto the tail. Seems like they're pretty confident that there was osteoderms on it, so I'm really confused how that's not true. Do you plan on buying the Collecta 2015 Acrocanthosaurus, and do you own the 2014 Collecta Carcharodontosaurus? I want to get both of them at some point, or maybe not the Acrocanthosaurus, but we'll see. I want to get the Carcharodontosaurus. Ceratosaurus does have some kind of hard thing down its back. At the Morrison Museum, take a shot every time I bring it up. One of the people there told me the osteoderm myth came from a... Okay. I'm planning to make a collab video for Safari LTD on their 40th anniversary in 2020. Ooh, that's pretty cool. 2022, I mean. I just hope the community will recover and start to return to YouTube and such. We can all hope. YouTube isn't that toxic. Twitter and Instagram seem to be the worst right now. As for YouTube, it's mainly just a bunch of cringy people. Yeah, back in the day, though, like when I was... on around like 2014 to 2015 and stuff, there was a lot of freaking crap going on, like people hacking into other people's personal accounts and crap, like what's that doofus's name, Louis Duran. That guy was a scumbag. Do you like Carcharodontosaurus? I do like Carcharodontosaurus. I think it's really cool. It's probably my third favorite Carcharodontosaurus. I think I like Acrocanthosaurus a little bit more. And Giga is my favorite, obviously. I'm going to wait to see what the second half of Pokesaurus's comment is, and any last questions you guys have before I go. Doggos are going crazy. I don't remember the exact things, but they said it's from a different dinosaur that had osteoderms that we think is a Ceratosaurus relative, but isn't good enough. That's weird because they actually say it. This is like, I think they said this is on the holotype. Let me see. Crap, where the first specimen? Kansas City, Colorado. No, never mind. It doesn't seem like it's on the holotype. So then maybe that is the case, that there's, I see these ones that here on the tail, this Stratosaurus looking dude. That's very interesting. I'll have to look a little bit more into that. Okay, yeah, that tail part, that's what I'm saying. Do you plan on buying the Safari 2020 Deinonychus? I didn't for the longest time because Phoenix is pissed off. Because I just didn't really like the eye placement, and like the eye is the window to the soul, and I just feel like it ruins the figure when you have a messed up eye. But I've seen some in-hand pictures, and from some angles, it looks okay. From other ones, it just doesn't look that good. That was smooth. So yeah, I plan on picking it up and seeing how it is in person. Thank you, my dude. I'm very interested in that Pokesaurus. So yeah, do people have the Papogorgo? I do not right now, and I used to want it, but now that time has passed, I'm not really that excited about it anymore. Pokesaurus got the 2020 Deinonychus. Sweet, dude. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all you guys who tuned in and had questions and whatnot for hanging out. I'm sorry that it's taken a while to get back into the YouTube thing. I'm just trying to play it safe so nothing bad happens. Yeah, a lot of their figures this year, well, all of them have their mouths closed except for the Chiantosaurus, and that one doesn't even look good because its teeth are so weird. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.